What is the worst thing that could possibly happen to you while you're on your hair journey? If you guess hair breakage, then you are right. One of the first things you want to consider to avoid hair breakage is the products that you are using in your hair. Products that are heavily moisturized or heavily protein can cause your hair to break. Now, why can we say that? Let's look at products that are heavily protein based. Now, as you may know or may not know, protein tends to cause your hair to be very dry. And of course, if your hair is dry, then your hair is going to be prone to hair breakage. So what you want to do is to look at your hair product and see where in the ingredient listing does protein falls. So go ahead, take up a product that you have, maybe one of your favorite products, whether it be a deep conditioning treatment or just a regular conditioner. Look at the ingredient listing at the back and see whether or not the protein ingredients is at the top or is it at the bottom. Now, ideally, you want to ensure that any form of protein that is in the product is at the bottom listing, and typically it would only contain maybe 1 or 2 protein ingredients in it. Of course, you will have your regular protein product that contains more protein, but on a regular basis, you would not want to be using those high protein based products. So check your products that you're using regularly on your hair and ensure that the protein that is in this particular product is at the bottom, and ensure that it is only 1 or 2 protein is in the ingredient listing. Now, here are some protein ingredients that you might find in your hair products. Now, products that are heavily moisturized based is going to leave your hair feeling wet and way down. And if your hair is in a wet state for a very long time, then of course it is going to break. Why? Because wet hair is weaker than hair that is dry. So look at your products, especially your maintenance product, and ensure that they are not heavily moisture based, because if you were to use products like that, then your hair is going to be way down, and if you're keeping your hair in a wet state, as was mentioned earlier, then of course you're going to be experiencing hair breakage. So just to ensure that you are fully understanding what I'm saying, especially when it comes to the moisture. When I talk about moisture, I am talking about the maintenance product that you use on your hair. So not the moisture treatment or that you would use on your hair when you do your regular wash, but the maintenance product that you use in your hair, like a daily moisturizer. Those are the moisturizing products that I'm talking about that you would not want to be wetting down your hair with. To avoid hair breakage, what you want to ensure is that you have a balance between protein and moisture on your hair. So if it is that you do a protein treatment, then you must balance it with a moisture treatment. Now, for different persons, based on your porosity, you might need a little bit more protein or less protein, or a little bit more moisture or less moisture. And the only way you can know that is to know your hair porosity and your hair elasticity. So if you are interested in learning more about your hair porosity and hair elasticity, then I'll leave a video in the description link below that will give you more information about the characteristics of your hair. Also, I will leave another video that talks about protein and how to balance your protein on your hair and how to know if your hair needs protein. So I leave those 2 videos in the description link below so you can check them out and watch them and learn lots more that can help you on your hair journey. The thing too that can cause your hair to be breaking is your combing technique. Whenever you're combing your hair, you want to ensure that you're combing your hair from the ends up to the root. So you don't want to put the comb in the root section and then pull the comb all the way down. What that is going to do is to snag on hair that is tangled, right? So to avoid that, then you would want to take the comb and comb from the ends all the way up to the root. And in that way, you'll prevent hair breakage or minimize hair breakage. Another thing to consider when combing your hair is to ensure that you're using a wide tooth comb to detangle your hair. So you do not want to be using a smaller fine teeth comb to be detangling your hair. Those type of comb is going to cause hair breakage. So you want to ensure that you are using a wide tooth comb to detangle your hair, and that is going to minimize your hair breakage. The hair breakage that is caused by mechanical means, meaning that you physically use a comb and the comb breaks your hair, those can be easily avoided as long as you're using the right type of comb to detangle your hair and you're using the right technique to detangle your hair. So consider it. Think about it. How is it that you comb your hair? Do you comb your hair from the roots to the end, or are you combing your hair from the end to the root? I know that sometimes when you're in a rush, you don't have time to think about combing hair from the ends, but I can guarantee you that if you make it a habit to detangle your hair from the ends to the root, even when you're orange, you're definitely going to be combing your hair from the ends to the root. To save time, many of us, we tend to use protective styles. Now, this is another way we can cause hair breakage depending on protective styles that we choose to use. Now, some of those protective hairstyles you want to avoid is those small plaits or small braids. You want to avoid those because especially when you're taking them down, it can cause a lot of breakage. And for the most part, some person, they pay a lot of money for it, and so they are going to keep in it for a very long time. So some person might even go up all the way to 3 months. And you know, if you do that, then you are going to experience some type of hair breakage. So it's not that you can't do protective hairstyles on your relaxed hair, but if you decide to do protective hairstyles on your relaxed hair, then you have to be very picky when it comes to choosing certain styles, as choosing the wrong styles can definitely cause hair breakage. And who of us want to be on their hair journey with nice long hair, and then in one instance you try a protective hairstyle and your entire hair is gone? I'm sure none of us would want that. So be picky. Nothing is wrong with that. And if you decide I don't want that one or this one, then who should have a problem? Because guess what? At the end of the day, you are the one who is going to be affected. Your hair is going to break. So you have to definitely choose wisely when it comes to protective styles. And believe me, that is one of the #1 ways where you can experience massive hair breakage. Are you struggling with any of these tips that I've shared so far? Is the video being helpful to you? If so, go ahead and like the video below. And if you have not yet subscribed, then go ahead and subscribe for more hair care tips. What number are we now? I think we should be on number 4. So if you're following, I think we are on number 4 tip. And this one is night routine. A night routine, as the term suggests, is what you do with your hair at night. So do you go to your bed and just sleep? So my hair is like this. Do I just go to my bed and sleep and leave my hair like this? Absolutely not. If I were to do that, then my hair is going to be matted. And then in the morning when I'm to detangle my hair, of course, I'm going to be experiencing hair breakage. So you want to decide how you're going to be doing your night routine. Now, there are several ways you can do your night routine. Some persons might choose to do big plaits. Others might choose to wear some form of silk cap on their hair. For me personally, I wrap my hair at night, and then I would use my scarf, of course, to tie my hair. How you choose to sleep with your hair at night is very important. So think about it. How are you going to keep your hair nice and smooth at nights? So if you have not yet decided on your night routine, I have 2 videos that you can watch that will give you an idea as to what you can do for your night routine so that you can keep your hair nice and smooth, so that in the morning when you wake up, your hair will be looking nice and fresh. Okay, so you can check out those, and those will be in the description link below. Now we have finished 4 tips, and we are going to be moving on to 2 more tips, so keep watching. The next tip that we are going to be looking at is how often should you wash your hair. Now you might say, washing my hair, how does that play into my hair breakage? If you keep your hair dirty, your hair is going to break. And if you think about it, if you shampoo your hair, after a while you can see how difficult your hair is to comb out when you get closer to your wash day. Your hair is no longer flowy, it's no longer easy to detangle and comb out. So keeping your hair dirty for too long will definitely cause hair breakage. So you want to ensure that you're keeping your hair nice and clean. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, you're using the correct products so that you can have nice, soft hair. Personally, I do my wash day weekly. Before, I used to do my wash day every 2 weeks, and I recognized that I was experiencing some amount of hair breakage, and so I decided to wash my hair every week. And since I've been doing that, I have seen where my hair breakage has been minimized. In fact, sometimes there is no hair breakage, so that is awesome. So think about it. How often are you washing your hair? Is it 1 week, 2 week? So think about it. What is your hair like when it is closer to your wash day? And that will give you an idea as to whether or not your hair is breaking because your hair is dirty. But I can tell you that if you keep your hair dirty, you will experience some amount of hair breakage. For some persons, they find it quite difficult to manage their new growth. While your hair is relaxed, it definitely impact your hair, and it definitely can cause your hair to break if you're not managing your new growth properly. So it is very important that while you're stretching your hair, that you are not stretching too long. So if you stretch your hair for a very long period of time and you're unable to manage that new growth along with the relaxed end, the relaxed ends are going to start to break. Why? Because your new growth is much more stronger than the chemically treated hair or the relaxed section of your hair. And so you might experience massive breakage in some instances, or you might be experiencing some amount of hair breakage even right now. So think about it. What is your hair like closer to the time when you are to do your relaxer retouch? So if you recognize that closer to your relaxer retouch, you're experiencing a lot of breakage, then you really want to consider not stretching your hair for such a long period of time. For me personally, what I found is that whenever I stretch my hair beyond maybe like a 12 or a 13 week, I realize that I have a lot of hair breakage. So I try to aim to relax my hair in the 10th week, but I don't let it go beyond 12 week. In some instances, it might go into the 13 week because things can happen and it goes over. But for the most part, 12 week is really my marker. So you want to have some form of limit based on how you see your hair reacts when you have certain amount of new growth while you're still having the relaxed end. So if you're stretching your relaxed hair, notice when is it that it's very difficult for you to manage your new growth, and that will give you an indication that this is a time when you need to stop and relax your hair at that point so that you can avoid hair breakage. To learn more about how to manage your new growth, especially on your wash day, then I'll leave this video right here for you to watch next. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!